Hello, welcome back. This is problem 8 of the regular season round of the MIT Integration Bee 2025. We're looking here for the integral of the absolute value of sine x plus 1 half evaluated from 0 to 2 pi. As usual, please pause the video first and try to solve this on your own. This integral is meant to be solved in 2 minutes. If you're ready, let's look at my solution. The integrand here is an absolute value function, so generally for absolute value functions, we have to split the integral into intervals. And those intervals we can identify by determining the intervals where, or the values of x where the value of the function switches from negative to positive. In this case, the function inside the absolute value is a trigonometric function, that is sine x plus 1 half. So sine x plus 1 half, let's say this should be greater than 0. So sine x is greater than negative 1 half. So the main function here is the trigonometric function sine of x, which, as we probably know, has a graph that is a sinusoidal wave. So this is how it looks like. So this is 0, pi, 2 pi. This is y equals 1, and this is y equals negative 1. We want to identify the values where sine of x is greater than negative 1 half. So in this sinusoid, this is, let's say, this is y equals negative 1 half. So above, or from this line until this line, that's the only time where sine x is below negative 1 half. So in other words, in this interval right here, sine x plus 1 half is non-negative, and from here to here it's also non-negative. It's negative or non-positive in this interval. So what's this boundary right here? Since this is sine x and this is 1 half, this should be over 6, pi over 6. And since this is past pi, so this must be in the third quadrant, so this should be 7 pi over 6. And then this one right here is 11 pi over 6, which is in the fourth quadrant. So in other words, we will split the integral as, or based on the piecewise definition of this, as this. So this is positive sine x plus 1 half for x, element of 0 to 7 pi over 6, and then negative sine x plus 1 half for x, element of 7 pi over 6 to 11 pi over 6, and then positive again from 11 pi over 6 until 2 pi. Gets? So we will write the breakdown of the integral as, oops, where's my paper? This. So we will write this as 0 to 7 pi over 6, 7 pi over 6 of sine of x plus 1 half dx. And then it will be negative from 7 pi over 6 to 11 pi over 6 sine x plus 1 half dx, and then positive again from 11 pi over 6 to 2 pi of sine x plus 1 half dx. Again, this integral right here should be positive. Now this one should be positive now because this quantity right here is negative. We have a negative coefficient here, so it's a positive value now. So this one is positive as well. Now we have three integrals right here, and generally it's it's not recommended to do this much for when integrating in integration Bs, because this is very prone to error unless you're really good with your arithmetic and that there is no other way. But in this case, we can rewrite this in terms of two simpler integrals, which we can do by putting the whole what do you call that, the whole interval from 0 to 2 pi, because that's basically 0 to 7 pi over 6, 7 pi over 6 to 11 pi over 6, and then 11 pi over 6 to 2 pi. That's basically 0 to 2 pi. But this time, we have to subtract, aside from this one, we have to subtract another one of this, because that's not there in the first place, right? So this would be 2 times 7 pi over 6 to 11 pi over 6 of sine x plus 1/2 dx. Right? Gets? So we have trimmed this down from 3 down to 2. Now, why I like this one even more is that we don't have to evaluate this part, the sine x, because, as I've mentioned earlier, it's a sinusoid from 0 to 2 pi. And by symmetry, this area right here, this positively signed area, just offsets this negatively signed area right here. So even without integrating, you know that this value is 0. The net area from 0 to 2 pi of sine x is just 0. Gets? The same is true for cosine x if you look at the graph. So we don't have to evaluate this one. And then this one, this is just 1/2. So that's 1/2 times 0 to 2 pi. So that's 2 pi minus 0, which is just pi. Gets? Okay, so we just have to evaluate this integral right here. Sine x, the antiderivative of that is negative cosine of x. Then 1/2, we know that as x over 2. So this is negative of negative, so that's positive 2 cosine x, negative 2 plus x over 2, so that's negative x. Then we evaluate this from 7 pi over 6 to 11 pi over 6. For cosine x, that's 2 times cosine of 11 pi over 6, which is in the fourth quadrant. So this, the value of this should be positive, square root of 3 over 2. 7 pi over 6 is in the third quadrant, so the cosine of that is negative. So this will be negative of negative, square root of 2. Then this x, this is 7 pi over 6 plus, minus, this is 11 pi over 6 minus 7 pi over 6. Square root of 3 plus square root of 3 over 2. So this is just 2 square root of 3. This is 11 pi over 6 minus 7 pi over 6. So that's 4 pi over 6, which reduces to 2 pi over 3. So this is 2 pi over 3. Minus 2 pi over 3. And then we bring this back the pi. So this is pi plus 2 square root of 3 minus 2 pi over 3. We retain the 2 square root of 3 and end up with just pi over 3. So the answer here is 2 square root of 3 plus pi over 3. So this right here is 2 square root of 3 plus pi over 3. And that's our final answer. So again, to recap, what we did here is we split the integral into a couple of intervals. And those intervals are determined by the values of x, where the function sine x plus 1/2 switches from negative to positive and positive to negative. Okay, I hope you learned something from me today. If you have any questions, clarifications, or violent reactions, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.